When a child's automatic answer to everything becomes no, it's not attitude. It's a nervous system protecting itself. Parents often describe it this way: everything is a fight. This kid is so difficult. They refuse before I even finish the sentence. It's like they're wired to say no, but underneath of it all is the same fear because these kids are wired to be anxious. So they say no to everything. And this is what parents really start thinking about. They start thinking, am I raising an oppositional, defiant kid? So many people in the Facebook groups are constantly talking about their ODD kid. I can tell you, you don't see a pattern in the brain that's oppositional defiant. What you see in the brain is anxiety. So here's the shift that I want you to really start to think about, because when we put our labels on these kids, they fulfill them. So I want you to make that persistent no isn't about control, it's about self protection. When a child's brain senses pressure, unpredictability, or demand where it doesn't feel that it's capable, it asks one question. It's going to try to protect itself no matter which way we go, right? So the brain is going to say, am I safe? And if the answer feels like a no, right? It doesn't even have to be real, but if it's perceiving as unsafe, what the nervous system is going to do, it's going to react. The brain shifts into protection mode. And for many kids of all ages, it's a no, right? And, I had a no kid who just said no. I'd be like, isn't it nice out? No. They just start putting up these walls. They go into fight mode. It creates space because it reduces demand. And what does it do? That no restores a sense of control for them. And kids will take control any way they can, healthy or unhealthy. We'll talk about that. So it's a nervous system shield. It isn't a reaction. It's not disrespect. It's the brain slowing things down, pushing stress away, and trying to regain safety and predictability. The more unsafe the nervous system feels, stronger that shield becomes. Why does the nervous system get stuck on repeat? So, number one, demand sensitivity. We have certain kids that struggle when demands happen, right? What parents see is immediate refusal, even for things the child usually likes. What's happening is their nervous system interprets the demands as threats. The faster the demands, the more you demand the demands, the faster the no. Okay. This is especially common with kids with anxiety, ADHD, PDA style nervous systems, trauma, chronic stress histories. Kids with neurodivergence often resist things because of the lack of predictability. It doesn't mean we're never going to get these skills, okay? Because we're all about positivity here. But we have to think about, why is it happening? What can we do about it? Number two, a low sense of autonomy is often a driver to the no. And kids need to feel some control over their environment. When everything feels directed, rushed, corrected, the nervous system is going to push back, and no becomes the only way to feel autonomous, the only way to feel in control. Kids often get labeled as manipulative. I know they're doing this on purpose. I know they're manipulating, but this isn't manipulation. It's regulation seeking. The no is the control. So we have to change that. Okay, number three, cognitive overload. So if a task feels too big, unclear, overwhelming, what's going to happen? The brain can't plan, executive functioning is going to shut down, and no becomes avoidance. It's not refusal to cooperate. It's the brain saying, I don't know. I don't know where to start. I don't know what this is about. I don't like this. I don't like that uncertainty. And so that is why we have to create a constancy and we have to make sure that we're scaffolding. Number 4, stress accumulation is a big reason why kids say no, right? That constant stressor, right? Stressors that happen throughout the day, different demands from the Wi-Fi to the annoying kids. That stress cup I talk about is full. So by late afternoon or evening, the stress cup is full. We lose flexibility, tolerance is low, no shows up. Not because of the request, but because everything before it. The no looks like it's a straight out defiance, but we don't know what happened before. We know that our kids are more sensitive and it builds up. So, what does this actually look like? So, for preschoolers, you're seeing behaviors like dropping on the floor, yelling no. Elementary school kids, you see increase in arguing, refusing, negotiating endlessly. Early in the 2026 and the time of this recording, and I just see in all the little threads about school refusal. I also see kids, this is after a holiday break, and kids are not wanting to go back to school. Tweens, you're going to see eye rolling, sarcasm, door slamming more than normal. Teens, you might actually see the opposite: silence, shut down, whatever, or just disengagement. Different behaviors, same nervous system message. It's that I'm done. This is too much for me. And we see a lot of these no behaviors. No doesn't always mean the word no is coming out, it can be refusal, resistance. Matthew told me my daughter said no to like everything: brushing teeth, getting dressed, even dessert. Instead of escalating, what we did is we shifted how the requests were made. Fewer rapid commands, giving a little bit of a space between commands, and more previewing, letting her know what was going to happen in advance from the get go. And I got to tell you, I have a young adult and a teenager, and I preview all the time for totally different reasons. I have a no, and I have a kid that likes to know, and it lowers their anxiety. It's no big deal. Plus, I'm a great executive functioning. I like to plan everything. I like to know what I'm doing too. So I've gotten them in the habit. So one choice is offered after the demand. Do not offer kids a lot of choices. Oh, well, do you want to do this? And do you want that? No, one choice. You want to be clear. Do you want this? Do you want yes or no? Actually, I don't like when kids get off from yes or no. I really like when we give kids two choices. Do you want to start now or do you want to start in an hour? It's really one choice, but you're being clever. So in this case, what started to happen, because this kid, they were really offering him too many choices and he just was so overloaded and he was then in analysis paralysis. But within a few weeks, the no's really kind of almost stopped for them. And they saw a huge difference in just how he interacted with everybody. He wasn't an automatic no, he was a sometimes no. So he didn't need that shield anymore once we stopped, which was great. So here's where parents go wrong. Number one, they take no personally. And if we take these no's personally, we are going to dysregulate and we're going to be stuck in co dysregulation. Number two, increasing pressure. You will do what I'm saying. You're stuck on forcing compliance. Pressure doesn't reduce resistance, it cements it. How do we actually counter the no? 4 steps. One, regulate before you request. You know why? Your tone, your posture, your pacing matter than your actual words. A calm nervous system is going to invite cooperation, and that stressed one is actually going to invite resistance. You're going to get into it. You're going to get into the red with them. 2, reduce that demand load. So say less, ask less, slow the pace. So here's an example. Instead of get your shoes on right now, try shoes are next. I'll sit with you. So you're not saying, I don't want you to do this. What you're saying is, I am here with you. And you're not going to do this forever. It's going to get to the point where their nervous system knows they're safe and you can move on. That's a huge difference for you. Okay. 3, offer mini control. People want control. Give a choice. Do you want to start with the socks or the shoes? So they're starting, they have a choice. That makes a difference. Do you want to do the homework before or after your snack? Choice restores that safety and you buffer the no. Number 4, we're going to work backwards. This is all about executive functioning support. So always start with the end in mind. Anchor to the end. When this is done, then we rest. So we want to make sure we're showing them what finished looks like. It takes away the fear and it also shows them, right? Clarity reduces avoidance, especially for our neurodivergent kids or our sensitive kids. And just think, my child isn't being oppositional because we got to get rid of that. Their nervous system is asking for safety and support. And once you have that ability to understand that, you stop getting so caught up in the argument with them. What I want you to do this week is notice when the no shows up because that, right, we want to do the L in comms and look for root causes. And it will help us to understand, is it the time of day? Is it the type of demand? Is it your tone? Is it the speed of the task? And then pick one moment this week to slow down, right? Maybe offer choice, reduce your words, watch what happens. Because when safety comes first, then we can start seeing a huge difference. So when no becomes that default, it's not a behavior problem, it's a stress signal. And what we have to do is meet the nervous system's needs. And when we do, the no loses its power. And that's a big difference because we get so caught up in this defiance. It's really about dysregulation. So, what do we do? How do we find more calm first? Tools? Well, that can reduce and build up cooperation, make the nervous system feel more regulated. Well, I have something really cool this week, a little different. It's the Regulated Child Summit. It's free. You can go to drroseann.com/regulated child summit. It's also going to be in the notes. And it's an opportunity to learn from top experts in a really quick, easy way where you're going to get not a bunch of videos. You're going to get short tips delivered in your inbox a couple times a week for a month. And it's going to give you these actionable, easy resources that anybody can implement from some of the top people supporting kids and families. So again, you can go to drroseann.com, Regulated Child Summit, and sign up for this free, amazing resource for you and your family.
Want more insights and solutions? Well, subscribe to our Dysregulation Insider and it will show up in your inbox every week.